All right, what's up, everybody? Today, I want to talk about the 5 things you need to become a successful Forex trader. So, trading Forex is a very complicated business, but there are a couple of things you can focus on in the beginning to make your journey a little bit easier. I've had to change a lot of things about myself in order to become good at this stuff. And these are the top 5 things I think every trader will need to become successful. So number one, you need technical trading skills. In order to be able to make money from trading, you have to have the technical skills down first. So that's the first thing you need to work on. This means understanding how to trade patterns, understanding relative strength within the market, knowing how to time your trades so that you don't get stopped out early, understanding risk management, trade management, and using proper position sizing. You need to know about the different time frames and how the patterns form on them. So the 5-minute chart patterns look a lot different than the 15-minute or hourly chart patterns. When you're first starting out, I would recommend trading on 1 or 2 pairs only. I started out on the GBP USD and the Euro USD. Those are really good pairs to start with. They're very predictable. They kind of do the same thing every day. It's good to just get used to the market, I guess, see what's going on. All the different pairs move differently and have different correlations within the market. So it can be a little bit overwhelming if you're trying to learn more than just 1 or 2 at a time. All right. Number 2 is self-discipline. This is honestly the most important part of trading. Once you come up with a good trading plan, it's tailored to your strengths and your personality, you need to stick to that plan 100% of the time. So it's very difficult to do this day in and day out, trust me. So for example, if you plan to use 1% risk on every trade, you make sure you stick to that no matter how tempting it might be to raise the risk. Maybe you had a big string of losses. You want to try to cover the losses that you just had. Honestly, if you have a bunch of losses in a row, it's better to lower your risk and make sure that you're back on track before you start trying to make up your losses. That you definitely don't want to risk more. If you have a maximum daily loss set at 5%, you need to make sure that you end your session at 5%. I think that's a very reasonable daily loss. That's what I have mine set at. Basically, if I lose 5% of the account within one day, I will stop and either come back next session or come back the next day, or maybe even take a day off. So if your daily goal is 6%, the way I have it set up is daily goal is 6%, and then resume trading with half positions after the goal is reached. So you need to make sure that you actually do that, because if you get to 6% and then you resume trading how you were, you might take another trade of 2%, and now you're down to 4%. So it can basically, if you don't stick to your trading plan, you're going to end up losing more than you gain. So you need to make the plan and just stick to it 100%. Once you start deviating from the plan, you're putting yourself at risk. You can make a huge mistake. You can lose trades, lose money for no reason. Yeah. So basically, it's going to take you some time to tailor your trading plan properly, figure out how you like to trade, what your personality is like within the market. But once you have it down, you need to follow it at all times in order to continue being profitable. All right. So number 3, you need a decent understanding of math. Trading really isn't rocket science or anything like that. It's not like super complicated math, but there is quite a bit of math involved, and it's usually being done very quickly. So all of Forex trading is based around probabilities, percentages, and ratios. So you need to understand these concepts in and out. And your trading plan will include a daily goal percentage. The risk you take on each trade is a percentage. The reward that you plan to get from every winning trade is a ratio. Your win rate is a percentage. And then you have a win-loss ratio. Every pattern you take is a probability. You see, the whole thing is like really just one big math equation. So you do need to at least be okay with doing these types of equations in your head. I have a little calculator here. So let's see. Yeah, I keep that keep that right here for every trading session. You have to do a lot of quick math, so it's good to have a calculator. And you'll get a lot quicker with all this stuff with time and experience, of course. So it's definitely something you have to work on if you're not a natural math inclined person. Number 4, you need patience. You can look at someone like me. I'm a very impatient person just by nature. I've always been that way. I'll probably always be that way. That's why I lost so much money in the beginning, over $10,000 to be exact, because I wanted to get rich quick. Get rich quick and finally buy my AMG Mercedes. That's what I'm trying to do. So that's the type of mindset will keep you on the bench and in the red. Now, I'm still an impatient person as a person. I can't change that part of who I am, but I've learned to at least come into the trading session as a patient person and trade as if I was a patient person. So any experienced, responsible trader can make around 10 to 15% per week. Sometimes you'll make a little bit less. Sometimes you might make a little bit more, which is great. That's a really good amount of money, actually. So like we saw in the last video, that's around $100 to $150 if you're trading on $1,000 account. But let's be real, nobody's really doing anything with $150 a week, so. But until you have $5,000 or $10,000 to trade with, you simply just won't be making that much money. That's just how it is. You can't take $1,000 account and be trying to make $700 a week or $500 a week. It's just not. It's not realistic, and you would have to be doing something reckless in order to make that amount of money, which will eventually end up in you losing money. You can't really cheat the system or make things go faster. Like, it is what it is. This is the amount of money you can make, and you just have to do it how it is. If you try to make more money than what's allowed of your account, you'll end up losing money. So you have to go with the program. I learned the hard way. Don't be like me. Just do it the right way from the beginning, and you won't have to burn through a bunch of cash. All right, number 4, patience. So number 5, you need to have a long-term outlook. This is kind of related to number 4. You have to look at trading as a long game. It'll take at least 3 to 5 years before you even start profiting in the first place, most likely. And then another 1 or 2 years before there's any steady money coming in. So just like any other profession, you want to be an accountant, you have to go to school for 4 years. I believe it's 4 years. You want to be an electrician, you got to go to trade school, and then you do an apprenticeship from there. You want to be a doctor. I believe doctors go to school for at least 10 years, if not more. Really long time. But see, trading the markets, you get doctor level income in way less time. You don't have to go to school for 10 years. You don't have to go to school at all. Just take a course and trade the markets. I didn't even take any courses. I just traded. You work way less hours, way less stress. It's one of the best things that you could do for yourself. So learning the world of investments and trading is a journey with many, many different things that you need to learn about. And more importantly, you have to experience these things for yourself in order to fully understand what's going on. You can have someone tell you about all this stuff, but until you actually see it and experience for yourself, you're not going to really, really get it. So really, experience is the best teacher. All right. So those are the 5 things you need to become a successful Forex trader. Make sure you come into the game knowing that you'll be putting in years, not months. It'll be years of study, of hard work, and many losses in order to make a living from this business. But like I always say, even if it took 10 years, it would still be worth it. The amount of income that you can make, like I said, is pretty much limitless. It all depends on your account size. And it won't even take 10 years. So, and I'll tell you, learning how to trade was the best decision I've ever made in my life. This was the best thing I've ever done for myself. I really mean that. Best thing ever. Wouldn't take it back for anything. So that's all for today, guys. I will see you later in the next video.